Howdy, guys. Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA. We are now going to go ahead and begin. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Let's get the video right. We are now going to go ahead and begin essentially with the first caller. This is part of the video where I answer questions for people who call in. You guys know the rules. You call in and essentially the basics are you use a fake name. You let me know if you want me to answer a legal question or run hearing questions with you. We are in the future going to be setting a program for those people who are currently represented or not represented, where they can basically buy an hour and I'll run hearing questions with that person for the lowest hourly rate. I asked around what most attorneys are asking for hourly rate now, and the hourly rates were between $500 and $1,200, but I think we'll probably just go with the standard from 20 years ago, which was $250 an hour, because obviously people are impoverished in this state. Now, we do have the first caller on the phone. Good sir or good ma'am, let's go ahead. Walk me through, use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific legal question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
My name is Jose. This is a specific question.
Sure.
My question is, I'm just waiting for the approval. The DDS, everything they finish and they return to the local office,
sure.
The representative. I'm on the 90% right now.
Okay.
I've been with after applied about a little more than 10 months now, and right now it's on 90 for about a week or 10 days now, 90%.
Yeah.
Is that normal procedure, or do they go? The last 10% is going to be their decision making, or that's what my question to you, please.
So basically, you're asking for the forecast of what the 90% likely is. So the way it is essentially that when you have 90% left in waiting, it could take 2 months, it could take 12 months, it could take 1 week. That system, that percentage of how far along the claimant is not accurate at all. So another problem is that it would be more accurate if they had enough employees to basically work and take the claims and be assigned the claims, but they just don't right now. They're massively low on people to go ahead and take these claims. So bottom line is, if your expectation is that it's going to be quick, it might be, it might not. My question to you is, are you speaking directly with the DDS rep?
No, I am in the. I didn't talk to no one since I became a disability. I never talked to no one, except one time I have a problem with the website. That's the only time I called the technical department to do thing, and I never called them. So they never called me too.
Okay, so do you have a rep, or is it purely just you interacting with the SSA?
No, I have the representative. Somebody is helping me.
Okay,
I work for a company, and the company hire for them. AllSup.
Okay, yeah, AllSup is basically just like a representatives group. The insurance companies send a lot of people to them, and then when it comes to the hearing, they hire it out to an attorney, and they basically pay us. Well, this is usually how it works, to my understanding. They pay us a flat fee to just go and do the hearing for them. All right. So bottom line is this. What you should do is contact AllSup, get them doing a little work, and basically ask them to go ahead and status update you on where the DDS claim is at. There's a lot of different places where it could be, but you should ask them to give you a status update and then give request from them what the forecasted time would be for completion.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead.
So what happened? I saw in June 7. I see on the website it says DDS. They all done. They hand over to the representative from the local office, and they said it's going to take 2 to 4 weeks. That was like almost 2 months now. And then now I'm in 90%, and it stays there for kind of like a long time. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden they're going to decide it like to go to 100%, or it's going to be finishing like 99%, and then they're going to let me know. That's what my question to you, though.
Well, what you want to know is, are they going to approve you? I mean, that's the bottom line. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Either approve or deny, whatever.
Okay. So what this comes down to is you should call.
Approve.
Yeah, call AllSup and ask them if your claim was submitted for quality control, and then they'll be able to tell you whether or not, if it was submitted for quality control, it's very highly likely that it was approved.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yes, I would not
So
lie
they
to
have
you.
the quality control in AllSap. I never knew that.
Allsup isn't in control of quality control. So what happens at DDS level is that DDS is a state-based group that adjudicates your claim. But in order for the claim to be approved, if they want to approve it, they have to send it to what's called quality control. They send it up north usually to go ahead and get reviewed by the federal government. If the federal government gives the thumbs up, it goes back to local FO, and then basically they render a fully favorable decision or partially favorable. If quality control doesn't like the decision on it, then basically they go ahead from there, send it back to DDS and say, you have to fix these things, and then send it either back to us or deny it. Or they could go ahead and, say, no, we're not going to pass through this claim. Or if they don't send it to quality control, if it's not one of those claims that they want to approve, then it will go directly to the field office and will not interact with quality control. So you want to know, did it go to quality control?
Okay, I got you. So I need to contact AllSap and ask for them what's the status of my case.
Yeah, that's your rep. Ask them, was it sent to quality control?
Okay, very good. They should know though by now, or?
I hope so. They're representing you, aren't they?
Yeah, they are correct. I work through the company, and then my company, they hired them,
Yeah. So what Allsup does is Allsup basically gets into, and this is why they make so much money. They're not a law firm. They hire attorneys to basically fix the claims that can't just automatically go through for the most part. What they do, and I mean, I'm sure they do a good job with this or that. I don't want to talk negatively about them in any way, fashion, or form, but they are not a law firm. So, they'll hire out to basically have us come in, attorneys, and basically do the higher level stuff. And also for all the people calling in right now, remember, I have to get off this phone call to take your phone call. So you can't keep calling in. So you got to stop calling in so the point here is with Allsup, Allsup gets in as a non-firm with all the corporations, insurance groups, etc. And so what happens is those insurance companies and corporations send them all the business, and then Allsup gets the attorney fee for every claim that they get through, where they don't have to bring on an attorney to go ahead and work on the claim. So that's why Allsup makes big money without having to do a lot of the custom legal work.
Okay. I've been out for work almost 18, 19 months. I never worked. I couldn't work. I have a multiple bulging disc and pinched nerve, and I got so many procedures. They did the pain management, all the other stuff. I'm still in bed,
Yeah, I gotcha. But again, call them, find out. Let me pop to the next call. And then you can always give us a call next week with an update status on what they said. Anything cryptic or issue with, what they said, or if they don't give you a straight answer, you can call us back during the live and then I can kind of answer for you. They should be able to give you a very straight and direct answer. They do know what quality control is. They do know ultimately what the result of that situation would be. In fact, they might be able to call the DDS rep and just get a hint as to which way it rolled.
I got you. All right. Thank you so much, Walter. You were so kind.
Absolutely, good sir. You have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Appreciate it. You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Go ahead. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Hey,
I have a question.
So real quick, you got
a citizen applying for asylum in another country.
So here's the thing: you got to mute your computer on your end because it's creating a loop, but a feedback loop. So just go ahead and mute the computer on your end, and make sure we're not on the speakerphone on your end, and then we should be good to go.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, I have the speaker off.
Perfect.
So my question is, if a person is receiving Social Security or Social Security disability benefits and they apply for asylum in another country, would they lose those benefits?
Yeah, so you just got to mute the computer or TV. You just have to mute the computer or TV on your side, otherwise it's going to feedback loop. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you just click the TV off or click the browser off, and then you can always pop back. But All right. So just to clarify, so somebody is seeking disability benefits or Social Security benefits in this country, and they're seeking asylum in another country, correct?
They're already receiving Social Security disability benefits, and they are interested in seeking asylum in another country because their basic human rights aren't being met in the U.S.
Okay. So I guess the question is, will they be able to continue to receive their SSDI benefits somewhere else, right?
Exactly.
You can get SSDI benefits in different countries, especially if there's international agreements that protect the receipt of them. There are certain countries that do not allow the receipt of any Social Security benefits at all. Cuba is an example of one where, there's a lot of paperwork
Right.
in order to, some of the ISTAN countries, Uzbekistan, stuff like that, they also have issues with sending money to those particular regions. What they don't tell you online is that the culture of Americans and you going to one of those places and not having your benefits stolen by individuals, it's not likely that you will succeed as an American with benefits in those countries as compared to other countries where there's international agreements that protect people. All right. So where is the
Right.
place where this person is moving?
Mexico.
Okay. So now I have a more personal direct question here. Why would they be moving to Mexico seeking asylum when they could just move to Mexico?
Well, because if their Social Security disability benefits are not enough for them to get a residency.
So, so America, okay, so that's all right. So that's like a oddest, yeah.
And they cannot afford housing and food in the U.S.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that it's the violence, the gun violence and stuff.
Are they getting SSI as an accompaniment? Like, how much SSDI are they getting per month?
Like $1,250.
Yes.
SSDI, not SSI.
Yeah. So at that point, they're not going to be able to get any SSI because they're above $1,000. So point being, I don't know if seeking asylum because they're getting $1,200, $1,300. I mean, you'd have to talk with an immigration attorney. You know what I mean? Because remember that whole system is based off what you pay in kind of gig. I mean, it's a crap system because the amount of return that you get when invested is not good. Like you're not getting a lot of money out of what you pay in over the years. But
if I could be working, I would rather be working. But I cannot do that. And they told me time and time again.
What is what is the focus with seeking asylum there? Why wouldn't you just move there?
Well, see, I have been living on and off here for 2.5 years.
Okay.
But I'm only given a 6-month visa at a time.
Right.
So if I stay past that, legally I could be arrested. But and I don't make over $3,000 a month in order to get residency.
Okay. So
so I have to fly. I have to fly back to the U.S. every 6 months with my 130-pound service dog. It's hard for me.
That is a massive service dog. Yeah, for sure.
He is. He is. I have to get a whole row of seats.
Gotcha.
It's very expensive. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will talk to an immigration attorney then. I'm coming back to the U.S. in September, and I'll try to get an appointment with one then. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of things come to mind, like a visa, dual citizenship, all that kind of stuff. But go talk with an immigration attorney and see what the options are, because seeking asylum because your SSDI benefits aren't enough, I'm not sure how successful that claim is going to be with them. I mean, they do want the problem too is they had a massive influx of individuals living there, and also Puerto Rico during the whole COVID exchange. So, I'd go talk to an immigration attorney. I think the question is less about will you be able to retain your benefits, so long as you keep your citizenship with the United States, should be able to continue forward. But I think what legal steps, you take to go ahead and transition, and what your status is thereafter in relationship with the United States, that's the real question here. But
yeah, I would definitely retain my citizenship. I just until things change or get better, though, I'm just I can't afford to live in the U.S. anymore, and I'm just not real comfortable right now with the way things are there.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely changed. Violence is on the rise. It's just a different experience, but it's moving in the wrong direction. I think everybody can agree. It's definitely moving in the wrong direction. Sadly. Yeah. Which is weird too, because there were a lot of civil rights opportunities to bolster the American people's, like what they have as a legal right to them, to either reduce the laws that affect us, or, basically get rid of those that are biased against the average citizen or the poor. I mean, there were a lot of opportunities to get rid of those, but, it's
our current system of government is not going to allow for that.
Well, it likes tax money. It does like to eat tax money. It surely does. It didn't become the highest earning nation on earth by sitting back and not creating provisions that allow itself to eat heavily off of its people.
Yeah.
So,
well,
all right.
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you later.
Okay. Thank you, Walter. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
I have two questions.
Okay.
I am I'm a disabled veteran, and I was just approved for SSDI.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not filed taxes because my sole money is VA disability, which is not taxed.
Yep.
Will I have to file taxes for my SSDI?
So here's the thing with that one. I know a lot of people who don't, because the benefits are automatically coming from the SSA, which is directly tied to the IRS. So they have the list and they have the amount. They're fully aware. My belief with this whole situation, because you're supposed to, always give an update to the IRS. Okay, that's what you're supposed to do. Obviously, the VA benefits, it's once again, it's like people don't. They just don't. The culture is not to do it. But my thing is this. If you want the IRS to have an updated address, an updated phone number, if you want the IRS to have updated documentation, as to the basics of your life, since you're receiving these, you should just file them. It'll take you a very short period of time because there's only two sources of income. I always say file. And if you're not sure how to do it, it's not a difficult filing. You can do one of those cheap programs online or whatever. But I always say file and let them know. They're not going to tax you, unless you have significant alternative earnings. But I always say file. That's my personal thing.
Saying file with, even though we just have the VA disability, we haven't filed taxes in years, to just go ahead and file. But what am I filing? Because I'm not filing owing taxes, or I'm just trying to figure out if I'm supposed to
just
put some money aside for taxes.
Yeah, you're filing basically that you receive these benefits. And so here's the bottom line. Let me give you an example where shit hit the fan for people who didn't file. There were a lot of people who did not update their address and moved around when COVID hit. And they did not file. And the SSA couldn't get a hold of them on the phone. And so the SSA went to the IRS to see if the IRS had any information on the claimant, basically where they kept uploading money into a bank account. And so they would reach out to the bank. Is this the most updated? The point is, they didn't have the most up-to-date contact information. So for somebody like you, it's not so much about am I filing to find out what's going to happen with taxes? It's more about updating the IRS so that they have the most up-to-date information. You could just keep sending in every 6 months an updated 795 form to the SSA with updated information. But in my opinion, it is smarter to go ahead and file, because that means
Okay.
the IRS is faster to put you on a list if there's another stimulus, which is another thing that happened when they had to do the stimulus details. There were quite a few people that got left off of it because the IRS didn't have updated details. They couldn't grab it from the SSA. Again, another problem.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right, that answers that question. And then my other question, as a disabled veteran, my sole health care is with the VA. I do not have any insurance. I saw on my benefits letter that I will be eligible for Medicare as of October 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to take Medicare? There's been a lot of conflict of information passed on to me that I do have to take it, that I don't have to take it.
Yeah. So let me just put that all to bed. People who have the VA medical treatment get to some degree spoiled and accustomed to it until the VA doesn't have the medical treatment that will fix some problem that you need to fix for. The VA, and I think you would agree with this, tends to be a bit behind the future and science of medical treatment. Way the hell behind. And as a result of that, you would be absolutely, I don't want to say the word, but look, you pay for it. When it becomes available, you pay for Medicare. And here's why.
Okay.
If you don't take it when you should, you're going to get penalized, and it's going to become too expensive and you won't be able to afford it. And while you're like, hey, everything's cool right now, when you're 30 years from now and you're a little craggly and you're a little, my back hurts, when you're in that mode, right? And you're like, I could drink this beer, but it would be bad for me. When you're in that mode, the bottom line is you're going to want the best of the best medical treatment. So if you have to pay, 160, 170, 180 bucks a month to have that secondary backup, it is crucial that you do, because if you don't take it, you will not be able to afford it because it will become too expensive. The penalizing amounts are just, it's like they're horrible. It's just massively more expensive if you don't take it when you should. Now, is every person out there going to take it? No. Did that person make a life mistake? Yes. Do people get overconfident with the VA? Of course. Is the VA going to run into another war where they're not going to have enough personnel to treat everybody and the treatment's going to be short and quick and get her done? Of course. The VA system is going to have a funding problem in the future. If you look at the statistics of what they're looking at, they're not, the SSA isn't the only one with a 10-year timeline where shit's going to hit the fan because there's not enough for retirement or Medicare. The VA has a scheduled issue in the future as well. And that's because, to be fair, the government is very gracious with a lot of money towards the VA and things like that. Because if we don't have people joining up for the Army, then who's going to go fight our wars?
Right.
But if you go ahead. Yeah.
So since I'm eligible, my eligibility period, because I just got my SSDI approval from my onset date of April 2021, on my benefits letter that I saw today, it says October 2023. Will that be automatic, or will I have to say, yes, put me in?
No, you got to reach out to them. You got to reach out to them. Yeah.
I have to reach out to that.
I would make sure that they understand that you intend to take. I would send a 795 into them. Get your, make sure you understand how much the amount is going to be and set your bank account up to auto pay and do whatever it needs to, to finalize details. But yeah, I would notify them, because if you miss it, it's you get penalized at a very high amount. So, yeah.
Okay. So they don't take it out automatically. I have to tell them. Okay.
There are some instances where people auto in, but honestly, I would never rely on that for one of these situations. You have to, Medicare is almost always an opt-in situation where you decide. It's like with retirement. You don't call them, they're not going to give it to you unless you're on SSI and you have to transition at 62 to retirement. But otherwise, you got to call them to let them know that you want it.
Okay. And it's a $795, you said?
Yeah, an SSA 795 PDF is a great way to make a statement on the record to notify them. But realistically, on that day and time, that'll establish your intent. But on that day and time, when you become eligible, you call them and you say, hey, where do I, how do I pay for this?
Well, since it's in the arrears, because that's like the VA pays in the arrears, does that mean October obviously gets paid in November. Should I be notifying Social Security in October?
I would do it a month before. Yeah.
So September?
I would do it a month before. Yeah. I would do it a month before and then follow up.
Okay.
And here's why. People, for some reason, I'm not sure why it is this way, have this idea that the local Social Security field office personnel know every aspect of their claim in detail. Like I have claimants who, like I get them found disabled and then they'll be in on disability for a year. They'll send in like a 500-page medical report to the local field office. They'll call up 3 days later and say, did you see this thing on page 433? Or they'll just say like, didn't you see it in my record? And I tell them, I'm like, dude, what world would you ever expect somebody at the local field office level to care about page 432? Like, how are they going to know? It's not their job to read medical records. It's never been their job to read medical records like that. So yeah, just remember that, and they're having a problem at the SSA. They don't have enough people at DDS and the local field office. In fact, the person in charge of the unions for the field office personnel said the SSA was in a status of crisis. So bottom line is, if you get somebody that's like, yeah, cool, we'll turn it on, call again next month and make sure the yeah, cool, we'll turn it on actually turned on. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Great. You answered my questions. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, this phone has been ringing the whole time. And the moment I hung up from that call, it stopped. There it is. There it is. All right, here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Would you like me to go ahead and answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Remember to use a fake name. Go ahead.
Specific question. This is Linda, and I was wondering what happens. My mother is terminally ill, and I was wondering when she passes away, I'm going to be inheriting a significant sum. And I'm wondering how that's going to affect me.
So wait, sorry, and my brain was fogging there for a moment because I'm getting to 9:53 p.m. and we stop at 10, and I'm actually thinking about Waffle House. So my apologies. It happens sometimes. I'm thinking about waffles and bacon. All right, you're on SSI. You're going to inherit, correct?
SSDI.
Oh, that makes it so much easier. Look, it depends on what you inherit. Some things you inherit are countable against your benefits, and then you're not eligible for that month. And then you get an overpayment a couple months later, and then you don't get that month's benefits, or you can submit a 632 and try and fight it. Okay, an SSA 632, or an appeal as well, an SSA 561. So I don't know what you're going to be inheriting. I don't know what form of money it's going to be taking. Frankly, you probably won't as well until everything's all financially figured out and it goes through the process. So my suggestion to you is figure out what it is you're going to be inheriting. Go on to Google and Google, is this a countable asset or countable income for SSDI benefits? And then go through each category of the things that you're likely to inherit so that you understand, like, hey, is this going to count against the SGA level that will hurt me for that month, yada, yada, yada. Because remember, with SSDI benefits, you don't have to worry about SSI spend down with the $2,000 resource limit. There's none of that $2,000 resource limit stuff. So point is, each thing that you're likely to inherit, check it. Is it a countable asset against SGA for SSDI benefits?
Okay, and what was that form that you mentioned?
So let's say that there's a problem where you have an overpayment. You want the SSA 632 and the SSA 561.
And 651.
Oh, SSA 632 and 561. Yeah.
561.
Yeah.
561.
Yep.
Okay, thank you very much.
Perfect. Sounds good. Madame, you have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, we're going to take one more phone call, and then I'm going to end up at a house that serves waffles. So with that said, next phone call appear, and it appears. Yay. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. This is the last phone call of the night. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to run hearing questions with you, or would you like me to go ahead and answer a specific legal question? Go ahead.
A specific question, Walter.
Perfect. Go ahead.
And it's kind of philosophical. If SSA is in trouble for the next roughly 10 years, or to be defunct, and VA is in trouble, what would be the benefit of us go ahead and choosing the Medicare Part D plan?
Oh man, that's it's like 4 minutes until the end of this show.
I'll let you go. I'll just let you think on it while you're at Waffle House. Thank you, sir.
All right, that's a good shoot me an email and I'll do the video on that, because here's the thing, the government has to keep the VA around because they need the soldiers. How much they need the Social Security recipients, very low on the totem pole. And you see with that bill that I just talked about, this HR 82 Social Security Fairness Act of 2023, the only thing they're pushing is to make sure that basically, the whole situation when it comes to windfall provisions and reduction of pensions, blah, 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 all that stuff, that they're getting paid both. So they're talking, they want to, basically boost the likelihood of government employees to get more, which, to be fair, maybe one day I'll be a judge. You never know. But the point here is, and I think this is important for you to consider. Wait. Tell them what Part D is. Give them a mini definition. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and kind of organize my desk. Go ahead.
Part B is you can go to the hospital. Part A is you're taken by an ambulance, from my understanding.
Well, okay, but you said Part D when you first called in.
Oh, I guess I meant B.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have brain damage, so I try.
Okay. So, and your question is, why are you going to basically spend more money?
Yeah, if it's not going to be there, why invest those funds in something that's not going to be in existence? But it's the last call. Take it, make a video on it. I'll send you an email, and enjoy your waffles.
Perfect. I will. I will catch you later. You have a wonderful night, and thank you so much, good sir. Have fun.
Likewise.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so I'm officially moving the amazing phone over there. It is still angrily beeping at me. I can see that. I will catch you guys later. Please understand there is bacon, some waffles, probably those little blueberry things that aren't blueberries that they put into them, which I think are these little blueberry rolly thingies that are circular that explode inside the waffle once it's made. I will catch you guys later. I know I look a little chubby. When I come back from New Jersey, I always get chubby because I'm not doing as much physical labor, and my food intake has gone up because me loves the food. And, I'm not doing a lot of physical labor at the moment. I'm doing some. I'm only doing about 3 hours per day. So anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Please remember to take care of yourself. And above all, above even yourself, take care of your dogs, because let's call it like it is. They rely on you and they put up with you. And that's how I look at my doggies. Like, should they get extra treats? Do they put up with me? I will catch you later. Have a wonderful night. And please, please, please remember to like, subscribe. And if you could, leave a 5-star. You go to Google, Disability Resolution Law Firm, Disability Resolution Florida. I'm trying to get to 3,000 reviews before basically the firm turns 10 years old. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I will catch you guys later. Have a wonderful night, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.